he got checkmated in the exact same way as he was checkmated last week in round one.
Yeah, he's got to watch out for that checkmate. You might have to teach him some lessons there, David, in the future. And we're now in, and wow, this guy's got a lot of pictures going through. So
it's like a dating profile here. Swipe, swipe, swipe.
Chess Tinder on the case.
Okay, Nitish. Nitish has played the Scandinavian defense. I don't know if that's in honor of Magnus Carlsen, his opponent here. We're seeing that real play out. But yeah, it's a twist on the Scandinavian defense, going after the white pawn with the knight rather than the queen. Magnus playing it very, very safe here. Yeah, he needs to stop putting his king on h6, h5, Magnus, because he always gets mated by this rook on h7. And if his opponent was just slightly more accurate, had slightly more time, it would have happened again.
Yeah, it just came down to the clock that last game. And Magnus, you know, is part of the game, the clock, and his opponent did miss a win or two, but he survived, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, he survived, and Nitish has survived this opening, but it does look slightly better for White. White has the pawn center, can think about advancing maybe even now. And in general, top grandmasters, they tend to value their space. White here has the options what to do with pawns. Black is a little bit cramped. If Magnus can find a plan, though, it does look solid for Black.
Yeah, Black's very solid, and then Black's got rid of this light square bishop, and that's what you need to do in this structure, so all your pieces are okay. There's not really any weaknesses, but can he take that pawn? That is the big question here. If he can take it, then he will, but I guess the queen is a goner if he does. And White's using that space advantage to push Black back here, and you'd rather be White in this kind of position just because of the space, and you have more squares to maneuver your pieces on.
Yeah, the trap here is that if this pawn is taken, one white rook will slide across, and if the queen continues grabbing pawns, the other white rook might just slide across. And he is thinking about it, though, here, Nitish. He is tempted to play it. Let's check out what he's saying.
Can I, guys? Can I do that?
He's going to play
Bro,
it.
my heartbeat's racing if I can do that. You know what? Jai Mata Di, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We are going.
Wow, he goes for it, Simon. There are some tricks, and we might see it play out. Next move, he wants to bring his knight forward and counterattack against the white queen using some sneaky pins. The tension with the black rook and the undefended queen in the center.
Very sharp. And look, Magnus seems a bit annoyed with himself there because he missed this knight c5 you pointed out.
Yeah, let's see if Magnus is reacting at all.
Who didn't understand, this is the idea. Knight c5, like his queen otherwise is trapped. But chess teaches us that there are very often resources available.
Okay, Magnus there, talking without moving his mouth even. Very impressive. But, okay, he was talking about the black knight coming forward. Now, that's maybe a bit less effective. Although it still happens. The white bishop was headed round maybe to trap the black queen in some positions. Now, Magnus's queen is hit. What to do? Where to run?
Yeah, it looks like Magnus should win an exchange here, but black's going to pick up some pawns, so it's still quite messy. He just moves the queen out of the way of the rook and the knight. And there's that big threat of taking the rook. And I guess rook b1 is going to be annoying. Rook a4 at some point, not straight away. So there's a number of things hanging for black here.
Yeah, too many pieces attacked. Nitish seemed quite excited about his chances. He's 2 pawns up against the world number 1. But now having to retreat, that queen feels very trapped.
Yeah, I mean, you could go rook b1, but do you want to take the rook first? I mean, there's a number of tempting moves here, because if you go rook b1, black's going to get a couple of pieces for the queen. So it's kind of just working out what material you want to win in this position. And Magnus has plenty of time to calculate this. What would you do, David? Would you take the rook or would you attack the queen?
I would take something. I would probably play that move that Magnus just played, and the eval bar slides back to the center. Magnus seemingly not on form today.
Not that he's threatening.
Yeah,
he's threatening my... Yeah, that's not good. Just completely forgot that he's... Or missed.
Oh, Magnus is missing stuff.
Yeah, it's surprising. I mean, often it takes the players a bit of time to warm up, get into the competition. But he's one of the most critical people of his own play, Magnus, and you see this even when he wins tournaments, he can get quite upset because he didn't play as well as he knows he's capable of playing. And I think this mindset is a very, very good mindset for being becoming a better player. But even though you got that extra queen, Black's, I think, quite solid here, and you have to win this game.
Yep, still a lot of work to be done. And the material count currently is a queen for a rook, bishop, and 2 pawns, if I'm counting correctly. So actually, Black is surprisingly material up. There was a big threat in that position. Oh, big blunder there from Nitish. I think he forgot about this move. Rook takes bishop, eliminating a defender of the rook. The knight is hit as well behind. Magnus now has a winning advantage.
Yeah, that was a crafty little tactic there, and I think Black had to move the rook back in that position to stay in the game, because now, look at those pieces, the white queen can just munch them. Munchy, the rook first, and even the knight given a chance. So this is bad news for Black.
Yep, he'll emerge with the queen for rook advantage there. Black will have a couple of pawns, but Nitish is struggling to survive this one. The knight moves. The very minimum, you can take that knight with your rook. There we go. Magnus does play that move, and we'll see the queen versus rook dynamic. It's like a game of just mopping up here. Just have to collect all the pawns, and Magnus gets the win.
Yeah. So interesting game, though. There's some tactical moments there that both players had to